The characters in One Piece seem like they're almost built for the Zodiac signs. Almost every member of the Straw Hat Pirates fits perfectly into one of the signs, and there are a few characters outside the legendary crew that fill up the rest of the signs with ease. Comparing yourself to a character within an amazing anime series like One Piece can be fun, and adding Zodiac signs to the mix can take the enjoyment to another level. There are 12 Zodiac signs in total, each taking up about 30 days out of the year. Each Zodiac sign has its own unique characteristics that make it stand out from the rest, just like the characters in One Piece. Some of the comparisons are more obvious than others, but each of the characters representing a sign fit it fairly well after some observation. Aries is the first Zodiac sign, and easily the most ambitious of them all. Monkey D. Luffy, protagonist of One Piece and captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, might fit the Aries sign better than any other character fits a sign in One Piece. Those under the Aries sign are usually described as being bold, adventurous, and willing to do what they have to in order to come out on top. Luffy is ambitious to a fault. He's willing to do anything for his crew, and his goal of becoming the king of pirates is about as lofty as it gets. Nami is one of the smartest characters in One Piece when it comes to navigation. Without her, the Straw Hats pirates wouldn't have any money, would have no idea how to get to their next destination, and would be as undisciplined as it gets. When Nami isn't keeping her crew out of danger, she's looking for the best ways to kick back and relax. Those born under the Taurus sign love to lie down and enjoy themselves. Nami is a great example, and while she doesn't have many changes to loosen up, she takes them when she can. Tony Chopper is one of the most adorable characters in anime. He's a reindeer that ate the human fruit in One Piece, giving him the ability to speak, transform, and much more. He's a perfect example of a Gemini in more ways than one. Those born under the Gemini sign are best described as being playful, erratic, and intellectual. They're also characterized by twins, and Chopper is both an incredibly smart doctor and a relatively naive character who will believe anything Usopp tells him. Sanji is the Straw Hats chef and one of their most dedicated members, at least to Nami and Robin. He's a good example of those born under the Cancer sign because he's, emotionally, a hard nut to crack. Once a character has gained his trust, however, they'll have one of the most loyal allies around fighting with them. Cancers are described as being highly intuitive. Without trying, it sometimes feels like Sanji knows exactly what to say and when to say it. If Luffy is the perfect Aries, Brook is the epitome of a Leo. Those born under the Leo sign are known to be flamboyant, dramatic, and incredibly passionate. As the official musician of the Straw Hat Pirates, Brook is about as lively as it gets. Brook lives for theatrics. He loves entertaining his fellow Straw Hats with amazing music whenever he can. He's also one of the biggest fans of his own jokes, laughing at the corniest lines even when nobody else does. Virgos are known to be practical, methodical, and pragmatic. While they're a fan of perfection, Virgos are always willing to do what it takes to improve whatever they're working on. There are a few characters in One Piece who fit this description, but none quite as well as the Snake Princess, Bo Hancock. Bo Hancock starts the series as a tough character, but eventually, she comes around to Monkey D. Luffy. She's a strong leader and someone used to getting her way, making her a solid Virgo. Libras focus on balance, harmony, and equilibrium above all else. They're one of the few zodiac signs to put justice above their own interests, showing how selfless they really can be. Nefertari Vivi is the perfect example of a Virgo in One Piece, putting her country over her own desires. Vivi is the only Straw Hat pirate not to actually join the crew. While she wanted to head out with Luffy, she realized that her country of Alabasta needed her more. She's a deeply caring character, mature enough to realize where she's needed most. Nico Robin is one of the most mysterious characters in One Piece for most of the first half of the series. Her true desires aren't known for hundreds of episodes, making her a perfect example of an elusive and mysterious Scorpio. Scorpios can be as courageous as they are mysterious, and Robin is about as brave as it gets. When her entire home island was destroyed by a buster call, she was brave enough to set sail completely alone. She's since found wonderful companions to call her own and learned how to truly live for herself. Out of all the zodiac signs, there are known as funny as a Sagittarius. They're always looking for another laugh, and no character embodies their traits in One Piece better than the Straw Hat Pirates' long-range expert, Usopp. Usopp and Brook both share a flair for theatrics, but Usopp is willing to take it a step further. He's adventurous, curious, and more often than not impatient. While he might not always be the most optimistic of his crew, his jokes always shine a little more light on even the darkest situations. Zoro is more than one of the strongest characters in One Piece. He's the patient backbone of the Straw Hats who is willing to make the toughest decisions that nobody else can bring themselves to make. Capricorns want to become the best at whatever they do, but they realize there are no shortcuts on the way to the top. Zoro wants to be the strongest swordsman in One Piece, and he understands that a goal that lofty will only come after a lot of training, hard work, and absolute dedication. Those born under the Aquarius sign are progressive, innovative, and sometimes revolutionary. While most of the Straw Hat Pirates are revolutionary in one way or another, none are quite as willing to turn the world upside down as Frankie. He's the shipwright of the Straw Hats and one of the most creative characters in the series. He included so many features in the Thousand Sunny that it would be hard to name them all. Still, Frankie cares for his fellow Straw Hats as deeply as anyone else born as an Aquarius. Kobe is a wonderfully complex character in One Piece. He loves his idea of justice more than anything, but he also looks up to Luffy as both a friend and a rival, even though Luffy is one of the pirates Kobe wants to capture. He's a great example of a Pisces because of how empathetic he is. Kobe has been through a lot over the years, and he's integrated everything he's learned into who he is. He's smart, intuitive, and not someone that should be messed with.